the foot peg is stuck into the base, and both me and my friend, we tried to remove the figure from the base, and we decided to stop right there, to not proceed, because we might end up breaking something. Hello and welcome back to Explorogane. Steven right here with a whole new look. As you can see, an entirely new setup. So this is actually my new studio, though it is still a work in progress, about 80% complete or so. And I don't have the curtains installed yet, so you might hear some echo in my audio recording over here. So this will be the case for the next few videos, but eventually it will be rectified. Okay, so today's video is a figure review, but as you can see, there is nothing on my desk, no figure on my desk. So this figure review is a bit unique in the sense that I actually don't own this figure. So what actually happened was last week my friend visited me and he brought along his brand new 02 figure by Good Smile Company just to let me photograph it and film it for a figure review. So I only had one day to work things out before he brings that figure back. So that figure is no longer in my hands, but I have inspected that figure in detail. I have filmed it in advance. This is Good Smile Company's 1:7 scale 02 for my darling version from this anime called Darling in the Franxx. Most of the time, mecha anime, they are not as popular as many other anime genres, but not really the case for Darling in the Franxx. 02 had a lot of fans, and she spawned quite a number of scale figures, though my personal favorite is the Max Factory version, which I don't have either because, well, it is not every day you'll see a naked figure wearing only a jacket, so that would be the one I would pick if I were to buy a figure of her, due to how unique it is. Anyways, back to this Good Smile version, which I would just call her a wedding dress version. At 1:7 scale, she stands at 27 centimeters tall, pretty normal for a 1:7, though the main issue with this figure is the width or the length, where when you include her spear, she is over 40 centimeters. So over 40 centimeters, she might barely squeeze into an IKEA Detolf shelf. If you rotate the figure a bit, she might fit in. I had the pleasure of joining my friend in unboxing this figure, and I really liked the packaging, the box, a lot more solid than your usual windowed box. And it better be, because this is a very expensive figure at almost 30,000 Japanese yen. But if you were to buy one, now is the best time because yen is very cheap now. Overall, there is nothing much to say about the box. Very nice, very protective and solid. So let's move on to the actual figure. And I'm aware that I have been rather critical about figures made by Good Smile Company lately, and it is not just their pop-up parade line of affordable figures, but some of their scale figures do have some issues as well. This Black Rock Shooter figure by Good Smile, yeah, I don't really like it that much, but I haven't had the chance to review that one yet. And to be honest, I don't like what I'm seeing in all of the photos I've seen online. Fortunately for this figure of 02, she is a way better figure. Her face, her smile is so captivating to look at. This is the kind of figure where the face can make or break the figure. That smile is very important, and Good Smile Company absolutely nailed it in this figure. Nothing to complain about, perfection, but at the same time, this is also the kind of figure where she will only look good from very specific angles. Specifically for this figure, you will want to look at her from bottom up, from a low angle, instead of from a high angle, from above, because when you look at her face from above, it looks like she has no teeth and she is smiling, something like this. But the teeth are there, just that you can't see it from a high angle. So My suggestion is when you display this figure, you will have to put it somewhere higher up on a shelf above your eye level so that you can appreciate the figure better. Everywhere else, from the torso, the body, all the way to the dress and her legs, everything else is perfect. I really can't find any issues on both the sculpt and the paint job. So this is a borderline perfect figure in terms of quality control. But I said borderline because it is not quite perfect. There were a couple of issues with this figure, but they have nothing to do with the sculpt or the paint job of this figure. So you see, my concern with this figure is the long-term durability of it, because this figure is standing on one single leg, and that is not yet the main issue. The main issue is that this figure is plugged into her base with only one single metal back. There is nothing else connecting the figure and the base other than one single metal back, which gives me some doubt on the long-term durability of this figure. I mean, do you guys remember Godoka or Ultimate Madoka? Yeah, that figure was so heavy, top heavy, that after 5 years on the shelf, a few people, they had the base of the figure, the foot peg of the figure breaking off on their own, and that is why I am kind of concerned about the long-term durability of this figure. Good Smile did provide an additional plastic stand which is added to the right side of the figure, lifting up her wedding dress slightly, presumably to relieve the amount of stress being placed on a single metal foot peg. But I'm not sure if that is even enough given how top heavy this figure is, relying on a single metal foot peg into the base. And to make things worse, the base of this figure, while looking very nice, very sophisticated, it is hollow and very light. So the figure is very top heavy, yet the base is way too light. I wish it would be a lot heavier to weigh the figure down to make it more stable, but that really isn't the case. That plastic stand on the side looks pretty inelegant to me because it looks rather out of place right to the very nice looking base right there. One last thing about this figure is that the foot peg is way too tight. We were unable to take the figure apart to put back into her box after assembling it. Yeah, the foot peg is stuck into the base, and both me and my friends, we tried to remove the figure from the base, and we decided to stop right there to not proceed because we might end up breaking something. So I think that this figure is not meant to be disassembled once you put it together. This is one thing to be mindful of. And that is about it for the review of this figure of 02 for my darling version by Good Smile Company. I would say a 30,000 yen price tag is kind of justified for the quality you're getting, but at the same time, I would say it is on the high side. 24 or 25,000 yen is a lot more appropriate. That is just my opinion, by the way. So yeah, this is a good figure. If you like her, go ahead and buy one. But once again, be mindful about the long-term durability of this figure and the fact that this figure is not meant to be taken apart once you put it together. Will you buy this figure of 02? Please do let me know down in the comments below if you haven't. And I shall see you guys again soon. Goodbye.